Hey YouTube, how are you all doing? So listen, it's been some time since I last done a video, so I thought, you know what, why not do a video today? So I'm out here today with my cars doing some filming. So this is the first time I've actually had both cars out together. Normally one's in the garage, one's on the drive, but I thought to myself, you know what, let's get them out. So one's kind of clean, the other one needs to be cleaned. So you know, we talk about manifestation, right? You know, you see stuff on Instagram, you see people living these lives. You don't know if these lives are rented, you know, rented jets, rented cars, but you know, there's actually people out there actually living the life. You know, manifestation is actually real, but the issue is that most people don't really have the persistence to like follow through on certain steps that's going to manifest the things that we want. You know, people want a fast fix, and that's not how things happen. Now, you know, these two cars here, these kind of happened fast, but I had to do some work for some time behind the scenes before I was able to kind of get into that frequency to manifest these cars. There was lots of conditioning that I had to break, lots of like, you know, past failures. I've had lots of failures, lots of debt in the past, and you know, I had to be persistent, I had to be patient. People want things now, you know, but you've got to put work in. There's no such thing as something for nothing. There really isn't, because anything that you want in life, you've got to pay a price, right? I had to pay a price here to get all these things. I had to work on myself, you know, had to work on myself, not just for a couple of months, couple of days, but you know, people don't see the work that I've put in over the years. Some people see me like rolling up with these two cars. I think it's like an overnight success, and really nothing is overnight. Nothing is overnight success unless you win the lottery. Now, how many hours I had to put in, like, you know, the painstaking hours of results I didn't want, having to persevere, having to persist, you know, saying a load of affirmations and stuff ain't gonna make it happen. And I had to really understand who I was, and you know, why I kept on getting the same results over and over again. Now, if you're in a business right now, and you know, if you look at your lifestyle and you're not really changing the temperature of your life, you're being at the same kind of level for quite some time, and it can become frustrating, because you know, when we try to follow systems, we try to read books, and we expect, you know, things to just fall into place, but sometimes it requires more work. We have to do more work in order for us to get there. But one of the problems is that most people quit 3 feet from gold. Now, there's an amazing story, a powerful story in Think and Grow Rich, when you know, the chap who's digging for gold, he stopped 3 feet from where the actual gold was found. Now, if I quit, if I didn't put the work in that was required, I had to invest in myself over and over again, I would never have had these cars, regardless of how much I prayed, regardless of how positive I was. Everything that we have is everything in this universe operates by law. Like, we've got this tree here, right? Huge tree. Now that tree grows by law. It doesn't just grow. There's a lawful process that causes that tree to grow. We've got conkers on this tree. We used to have conker fights when we were little kids. I remember I used to like nick some shoelaces out of my dad's shoe and just like poke them through the conkers of conker fights. Now, everything in this world operates by law. There's nothing in this world that's made that wasn't first made in the non-physical world. Even that tree, you know, it grew. It was a seed. Somebody planted the seed there, and over the years it developed into this tree. Now, we're planting seeds constantly every single day. Most of the time people plant negative seeds, you know, why things are not happening, why they can't happen, why they won't happen. And we've got to understand that if we want anything in life, we've got to be willing to persist, not just give up at that first hurdle. We are going to be caused to stretch. There are going to be things that are going to be uncomfortable. Sometimes things happen where we don't want them to happen. There are undesirable circumstances, but you know, we allow those things to control us. I can't remember who it was that said that, you know, if I can't find my circumstances, I create them. Now, are you creating your circumstances, or are you being a plaything for what's going on the outside? I want you to really take a good long look at your results, because like Bob used to say, results don't lie, results tell the truth. So we have to take an honest look at our lives, at our results, and ask ourselves, you know, am I really living the way I want to live? Am I really, like, you know, doing the things I want to do? And most of the time, you know, people are not really living the way they want to live because of one reason, because they don't know how they're going to get to what they want. You know, we get taught to set kind of goals that we can achieve, or be safe, play it safe. Look at your family members. Look at the people that you're surrounded by, your neighbors. Just look at people that are in your phone book. How many of them are actually really living the life they want? How many times have you had conversations with people where they like, you know what, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, but yet they're not doing the work that's required. You know, I see people all the time talking about, I'd love a nice car, I want a nice car, nice cars, I wish I could have one. You know, wishing doesn't change anything. We can't wish ourselves into riches. We can't wish ourselves into success. Everything happens by definite demands. We have to make a demand. If you want to make something happen, you've got to demand it, and you've got to do what's required. I just love looking at empty cars. I'm so grateful for this, you know, so happy. Like, I've got one electric one and one petrol one, and I'm constantly looking, all right, how can I improve? How can I do more? How can I serve more people? I don't think about, you know, how can I not do it? You know, if I want to, let's say I want to get to like earn 2 million a month. I know it's possible because I know people that are actually doing 2 million a month, and you know, 2 million isn't really a lot of money. You might say, well, Mindy, you're crazy. I remember like when I thought like 20,000 a month is a lot of money, but it's really not. It's our perception that, like, it's how we're programmed that dictates like what we believe is big, what we believe is small. So I want you to take a look at your income right now, how much money that you're making every day, every month, every year, and ask yourself a question. Ask yourself a question and say, like, you know, is this really a lot of money? Go look for people that are earning way more than you. Even in your industry, find people that are earning way more money than you are, and you know, and ask yourself, you know, is that really a lot of money? You know, think about it. What you're earning right now, is it really a lot of money? If you could find a way, if you could find some information that could show you how to change the programming, change your conditioning, and show you how to use the universal laws, do you think, honestly, hand on heart, that you could change, that you could multiply your income? I used to believe that I could, but I didn't really know that I could. I used to kind of believe that I could, and that belief was kind of firstly, it was on a conscious level, where it's just kind of an inspiring belief where you want to believe something. And then I took that belief with Bob Proctor's help, the help of a great mentor, and I was able to actually implant that into my subconscious mind. That belief, I was actually able to impress that upon my subconscious mind. And once I did that the right way, things like this started to happen. I started to get the resources, I started to attract more clients, new ideas, and I was able to, like, you know, manifest these cars with ease. And it was so effortless, but I had to put the effort in beforehand, before this lot come along, before I had any like money. I had to like work on myself, and that was hard because things weren't always going the way I wanted them. I was in lots of debt. My business wasn't growing, I wasn't attracting clients. I'd get one or two here and there, but I had to, like, you know, keep on doing the work regardless of if I could see the results or not. I had to develop belief, you know. I had to develop, not just like from a motivational point, yeah, just be positive. I had to really create a belief inside of me where, even though my outside results were telling a different story, I learned not to be controlled by my outside results. And then I had to like live from the inside, live from the end. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. We read books, you know, there's things that are said in there, like, you know, you got to act as if, you got to live from the end, you know, you got to feel like you're already there. Now, most people are not able to feel they're there for long periods of time. They can feel it when things are going great temporarily, but when shit hits the fan, that feeling, they can't sustain that feeling, because how can I feel like this when this has just happened? How can I do this when that's just happened? That's the difference. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to really understand that we've got to create the feeling, and we've got to stay in that feeling until the thing manifests. So we've got to act as if, not on the way you just act, the way you walk, the way you behave, the way you talk, the clothes that you wear, but on a feeling, on an energy point of view. We've got to start to see ourselves in our mind's eye. We've got to paint a picture in our consciousness that we are that person, we are already that person. And you have to do this day in, day out, even when things are not going great. Okay, so are you going to be up for a challenge? Are you going to live from your goal for like 7 days? I'd love to hear from you. If you're ready to live by what you want to desire, I want to encourage you to, like, you know, write down what it is that you want, how you want to be, you know, like the level of wealth that you want, how much you want to be earning each month. Then you start living and feeling and acting like that person, thinking like that person, behaving like that person, and taking actions as if you're that person already, every single day. Do it for 7 days. But here's the thing, you're going to be tempted to go back into your default setting, because we have a default factory setting that we go back into when shit hits the fan, everything's going great. But then you go into your factory default mode and you start to let everything on the outside control you. So anyway, I'm shooting off now, so we're going to do some more filming. So have a good day, take care, I'll see you on the next video.